Good morning, everyone. How's everyone doing this morning? I was just sitting here watching the remnants or the continuations of the Hurricane Milton. But I'm just jumping right into it, y'all. It seems to me that Hurricane Helene was a more powerful storm and did far more damage, unless I'm not seeing it correctly. Now, I've seen a lot of tornadoes that spun or spawned, or however they say it, from this tornado because there was a lot of tornadoes. I was watching that last night. As a matter of fact, when I went to bed, I said I will stop watching this shit because I'm gonna mess around and dream about it. But I didn't dream about it, thank goodness. But I didn't sleep that well either. I didn't sleep too much at all last night. But this morning I plan to go out on my van at 9:30. It's already 8:45, but I'm already ready. I'm just about ready, except for this. I'm going to take this hat off, put this off, and put on a cap. Yeah, I said, oh my goodness. And people were actually out there in it. They were rescuing people this morning, I saw in the news, from the storm and everything. I said, boy, that's got to be scary. But I remember we was in hurricanes a lot when I was in North Carolina, but I was a little girl, so the memory of it, someone especially is more terrifying, but I forget the name of it. I think it was Hurricane Hazel or Hurricane Connie. I remember we lived in a little house. I think I said this on one of my previous videos. We lived in a little house. I used to call it the rabbit box because it was so small. It was about this big, 2 rooms in the front, 2 rooms in the back. And we didn't have a living room. We had the bed was in our sitting room, but we had a couch in the sitting room where you're sitting at. That's the room that, the heater would be in. And me and my mother and my sister slept in the same bed in that room where the heater was. And the boys slept over there in the other room where it was cold at. And then we had a kitchen next to our bedroom, which was, okay, the front. This is my bedroom. Over here is in the kitchen. And over there is a spare bedroom. Nobody slept in that spare bedroom. But the house was shaped just like a box. Like that. Crisscross. 2 in the front, 2 in the back. That's the way it was. But we didn't use that back room at all because it was way too cold back there. And like I said, the boys slept in the other room. But I do remember, I don't know if it was Hurricane Hazel when the top of our house flew back. Boom, back just like that. And my mother said, come on, y'all, let's go. And we went and flew out the back door. I remember that. And then another time I remember we went to down, I don't know if these people were related to us or not, but they lived maybe a good block, but down south you don't call it a block, it was, down the road a piece. They lived down the road a piece from us. And I guess my mother had heard about the storm, and so that's where we went for that night. And these people, just had two old ladies down there. And one of them name was, wait a minute, Bet, Maybelle and Bet, I think it was. And I think they were about drunk. I'm not sure, as I look at that time, I didn't know what was wrong with them. I just, I thought they were talking to themselves, I'm a kid. I don't know. And so I think they were drunk, though. I really do. And then Maud, she was, I think it was sort of like the stable one. And so we had gone down to her house and rode the storm out. And I remember we wanted to sleep. I slept. I was, sleepyhead. I was only about 7 or 8 years old. And that seems to me that I can remember just those 2 storms. But I know there were others. But I remember those 2 the most. And like I said, I forgot the name of them. And I remember the water. We had like we used to call it a ditch. There was a big trench, that ran from, I don't know how long, but it was, they had like a towel or something, a big round thing under the ground, I guess, but you could still see it, and that's where the water ran through. And after the storm came, we used to live down the road a piece from Waterside, quite a ways down from Waterside, a Waterside Church, I think it is. And there was a creek or something there that overflowed, and the water would just rushing past our house down that, that trench, that ditch, as we called it sometimes, a ditch, and then some called it a trench. If I can get my tongue to act right, I'll be all right. And this trench was running, and the water was like rushing right past our house. And my brothers was out there in it, and the water. And I think about it now that I'm older, they could have been swept by that water down there. And we had a dog named Snowball. And he had, like these big round things they have. I don't know if you call them I don't know what you call them, a taller or something like that. But it's big and round. And our dog named Snowball had some puppies right there where all that water was coming down. Not at the same time, the water was coming down, but later on, she had some puppies down there, and she had them in there, in that big round thing that, where the water was rushing at. I'll tell you, there was something going on down there, down yonder home. But I look back at it as the good old days, y'all. That's how I look at it. It's memories, a lot of memories. I got a lot more memories back there than I do up here, and I've been up here over 60-some years. Let me turn this heater off, because it was a little chilly in here this morning. How about where y'all live at? Was it chilly? Yeah, I am very chilly. And I guess because I got my short sleeves on, I should have put my sweater back on. And then I got my other heater on over there. And then the furnace had came on about 5 o'clock. And then it got too hot. Can't just satisfy this apartment, y'all. I don't even try no more. So I just let the little heater run. As long as it's not really cold, I'll let the heaters run, just to take the chill off the house. Let's see what the temperature is. I don't know. But that storm was something else. I don't understand why people want to be out there in it. And why not take heed? If you hear the warnings, why don't you take heed to the warnings? People are telling you to get out and evacuate. And they just ignore it. There was a lot of people that were left behind. Like I said, they were rescuing people this morning as well. But, sometimes people don't have the means to go. They don't have transportation. And then they've got a lot of kids, babies. I mean, I feel for the one that has the babies. You got to take a lot with you when you have a baby. You don't know how long you're going to be gone either. You got to make sure the baby got some milk. You got to make sure the baby got some blankets, Pampers, whatever that baby needs, unless you're breastfeeding. Now, that would be a good thing if you're breastfeeding, because you don't have to worry about taking the bottles with you. You could just, hook them up and let it go for it. Let the baby go for it, because that's what the baby do anyway. They go for it. And, and just make sure the baby's clean. You got to have I guess in a situation like that, you could just bring the wipes. I don't know if they supply you water or not, but I know when we evacuated when I was up here, this was I think it was Hurricane Bell, and we evacuated from my mother's house, and I had 4 kids, because I had left my husband back then too. My 4 daughters. And my youngest one, she was a little toddler. She was like 2 or 3 years old. But I don't remember bringing anything with us. They supplied us with we went to a school. And the first place we went, I probably have told y'all this before, but the hurricane that's happening here right now, well, the remnants of the hurricane, and then the hurricane Helen back to back like that. It's sort of bringing back memories of the fact that we were in a hurricane as well. And they evacuated us. And what's so bad about it, my brother and my mother, I'm living with my mother at this time again, in her house. I'm upstairs in the bed, me and my kids was in the same room, sleep. All of a sudden, all mysterious, here come this knock on my door. And my mother told me, I think you better get ready, come on downstairs, it's getting kind of rough out here. And here come my brother. He's scared too. He's 6 feet. He's the tallest one of my brothers of all. He's 6'4", I think, or 6'3", somewhere along there. He's a big guy. And he's scared too. Him and my mother together was enough to terrify you, because I was cool. I was asleep. Me and my children, we sleep. All of us. We were asleep. Here they come, disturbing my sleep. I said, I've been daggone. And so I guess we get up, go downstairs, and my brother, I don't know where this rollaway bed come from. This they had a rollaway bed. And my brother talking about, well, we better take this bed downstairs so the kids could sleep. I'm putting a little lotion on right here too, y'all, because I'm looking at a little ashy up in here this morning. And so he said, put the bed downstairs for the kids. He took the bed down there in the basement. And mind you, my mother's basement has a cement floor, but it's really not finished off, because that's the way the house was. And it's got a whole lot of stuff down there, okay? And I'm scared to go down there, but I'm going along with the program. And so then my brother decides, because my mother, she's terrified. He's got, between them two, they got me scared too. But like I said, I was fine until they stirred up the pot. And so I got my kids, I think my baby daughter, she was only back, like I said, about 2 or 3. And then I had a 6, I think, how was she? Oh, 4 or 5. And then I had like a 11 years old, 10-year-old. They were young at that time. I think they were all under maybe 10. The oldest one might have been 10. She might have been 10. And we were, here we go. King, my brother, we used to call him King. King, he decides he's going to call somebody to get us evacuated. Wait a minute, at first he wants to go down the basement, now he wants to evacuate, and the wind is whoo, it's whistling outside. The little house is kind of swaying a little bit, and my heart is beating real fast. And her mother, she's looking mysterious. The kids, they don't know what to do. They quiet, they ain't saying nothing. And so he decides we're going to get evacuated. So he gets we had a phone on the wall. Remember those phones on the wall back in the day? In the kitchen, that's where it was, on the wall. And he gets on the phone and calls for an evacuation. And do you know we was out there in that, I don't know who the people were that picked us up, but they picked us up in like a van. And we was out there in the middle of the storm, the worst part of that storm. I thought that van that it was like a church van. I thought that church van was going to just blow over. And he took us way somewhere else. A long way from home. And then we get out there, and that shelter is not even open. It's closed. It's locked. And then he had to come bring us back to another place, which was a school, which was closer to where he had brought us from in the first place than it was where he was the driver was taking us way somewhere else on the outskirts of town. And that's where we spent the night. And the next day, they brought us back home. Like nothing had happened. It was so calm. The calm after a storm is amazing. It really is. It is something to behold. All this, chaos that's going on. The wind is blowing, the trees are snapping and stuff like that is going on. And then it's like nothing happened. Calm, everything's calm. Everybody start coming out and looking around, trying to see what they could see. You know, that's the way it is after a storm. But during the storm, it's terror. Believe me, I've been in a tornado. I think I told you all about that. So I've been through the wind a few times. But God, thank God, knock on wood, he brought us through. That's for sure. So how y'all doing this morning after I won't carry on so much at the beginning of my video? I'm laying in there. Like I said, I'm getting ready to go out on my van this morning, going out about an hour. But I got to first run up and get some, I want to go get me some cash first. I ain't got no cash to go shopping. But I'm already ready. So I'm going to wait till maybe about 8:30 or something. Maybe about something to 9. As long as I get back here about 9:30. And pick up a few things, you know. I think I really need to pick up a little bit of, I might want to go to Walmart. Depends on how many people are in the van. Because if there's nobody on the van, then I can just go all by myself. Oh, Lord. Feel like I'm getting ready to sneeze, y'all. Oh. The Santa says, oh, my goodness. I don't know. What's good for sinuses? All of a sudden, your sinuses and stuff start acting up. I thought I had sneezed, but I don't. And I'm not going to tarry too long, y'all. So like I was saying, I got to go to the store before I go catch on my van. I'm going to my van. I don't know if they don't have... I was looking at my calendar, you know, because they give you a calendar every month to tell you where they're going. Today, what's today? 10th. No, it doesn't. They're not telling me where they're going. Last week they went to. I don't know. I might be able to go. I might be able to choose where I want to go. I don't know. I'm gonna have to call them when the office gets in. No, I can't because the office don't get in until 10 o'clock. And the van's supposed to leave at 9:30. Oh, boy. I guess I'm just going to have to go over there and see if they're going somewhere because it's not there. It's not on there. I know where they went last week. They went to Target. And then I think they went to lunch. Yeah, they went to North Haven. That's Target. Next week, they got down. They're going to the orchards. I wonder why they don't have where they're going today. We shall see, y'all. Because if I don't need no money if depends on where they're going. I don't need it. I wanted to go, though. I wanted to go to the bank. Well, you know, right up there where I shop at a Stop and Shop. They got a bank right in there. Oh, that's weird, though. It's bothering me that I don't know where they're going. I'm so glad my phone is working right, y'all. It's working. It's working good. I've already been up here for 20 minutes. I promised myself I was going to keep it under 15. But I didn't. 19 minutes and 38 seconds. And counting. And I'm going to go and get these dishes out the sink from yesterday. And before I leave out the house. And on that note, I'll talk to y'all again soon.